and again that when you educate the girl child, you educate an entire society. But this becomes even a bigger narrative when you educate the girl child from complex situations. ELIMU brings you to Heshima, Kenya, where girls from difficult, painful and challenging backgrounds are finding a new hope, a new lease of life and a greater sense of purpose by getting education. I'm your host, Corazon Safan. Do not forget to engage us on our social media platforms as well as our SMS number on your screen. It is another day in the life of the girl at Heshima, Kenya, a center that holds underage and unaccompanied refugee girls from inhabitable war regions in Africa. Every day in this safety means a lot to each and every one of them. A classroom is definitely safer than the war-torn countries they flee from. They all came from different countries across Africa, some from Congo, Somalia, Southern Sudan, just to mention but a few. They tell of painful stories of their past. All that buried deep in these minds that now are hungry to learn from the Kenyan education system and find a new reality. We meet them during a social studies class with Mr. Jonathan Mutuvi.
We have our key, and the key will be written in board. This one we have said is what? Charge. Hizi ndizo sijakwambia ni nini. So we call this one shrubs.
They have to learn about map work, map reading and map interpretation.
So you will see a symbol showing a church. If it is a road, you will see a symbol showing a road. If it is a lake like this one, you will see a symbol showing what? Whenever you go through the map.
They are privileged to use the modern teaching methods in the classroom as well. The teacher is keen to use examples most familiar with these girls.
Kenya inazatoshea kwa karatasi? No. Lakini kile utachora kwa karatasi lazima ukiambatanisha na something we call scale.
According to Mr. Jonathan, this makes learning more interactive for them and interesting and easy.
Measurement ama the scale ya ku represent nani? Nadia on the board. Now whatever I use, I'll have to write it on below the map.
The girls respond amazingly well considering that they learned English language, which is a language of instruction here in a crash program.
Key, compass,
and frame. Those are the 5 main elements of our map.
Some, though, are not intensely involved. According to the teacher, Mr. Jonathan, some of them are still treating the classroom as a safe space or a process to enable them to get to complete safety. We talked to the teacher on what it means to have these minds in a class for a successful lesson. Heshima, Kenya is dedicated towards restoring the dignity of these young girls who have seen nothing more than cruelty and inhumanity in abundance. According to the director of the project, some come to the center having witnessed their parents chopped into pieces. In one incident, the girl's mother was chopped, boiled, and she was forced to eat her flesh. They come to the center carrying the children conceived from rape. They flee from forced marriages to rebels. However, at Heshima, they not only find hope, joy, peace, safety, but also education. Here, they are equipped with lasting survival skills as well. They are famously known for their tie and dye products. It is therapeutic to create their own unique designs in this precious company. Fashion and design and beauty is another talent unearthed here.
I've been in Heshima, Kenya for 2 years now. and this is a very brave and a great place to be. It's quite challenging, and it gives you someone an exposure, because basically the girls we deal with, they are from Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia, South Sudan, Eritrea, Djibouti, and though that mixture, some they didn't know how to speak Swahili, they don't know how to speak English, and it's upon us as teachers to give them this noble thing so that they can know how to communicate well. Others are very much traumatized. They don't want to speak, to share out, because maybe they were afraid from their countries because of the fight. Some have undergone rape and they are like LGBT, so they are much traumatized, and it's upon us to give them the counseling until they are settled. They are teenagers, as you can see, between 14 and 20, and teenagers are always at puberty, adolescent stage, and they are very much disturbing. Apart from being traumatized from their countries, we have other challenges like how to communicate, to socialize with them. Some maybe they have negative attitude towards you in the lesson, though they are much interested in learning. Some they want to know whatever that we are giving them, because here we give them the basic education. Normally we offer the primary education. So going to that, some they don't want to cope up. Some they neglect. They are here, maybe they have found a solace because of whatever that succumbed to them from their own countries. So maybe in class you'll find them sleeping. They don't want to share whatever they have come across, so that you can talk with them and you settle. The performances are quite lower because some they have their minds in that I'm not coming to learn. Others are willing to learn, but just how to communicate, because majority of them will settle them in US. So they are here just here as a passerby as they go. So here I learn how to communicate. I don't want to know more about the education. So these affect us, because for now this year we have 20 who will be doing their KCPE. Last year they did 30, the highest in 396. So they have done well. But some are not working, totally not working. So this is a challenge to us. Now we have 4 levels here. The beginners, those who come from the fresh, the first entry, they go to level 1. We have a teacher there, our lead teacher. He does the assessment. He assesses where do you fit best. Then after that, now you can be taken to level 2. If you don't fit there, you start from level 1. Level 1, you'll know how to learn English, so to speak in Swahili, because they come there, they totally don't know how to communicate in Swahili or English. So they start from there is the basic route. But some who know how to communicate, some have been in Kayole, in other places. Here in Kenya, they have gone to school. Now we take them to level 2. Now level 1, they learn from class 1, class 2, class 3, and part of class 4.
Can you eventually graduate them?
Yeah, we graduate them. After you stay for a while, when you come now to level 2, we have proficiency test. That is the government for the adult education. This is now tested on Swahili, English, and Maths. We do that exam, and we are given certificate by the government to show whether you can communicate, you can do simple arithmetics. Then after that, you come to level 2. Level 2 now you learn class 4 and class 5. After level 2, now you are taken to level 3 yearly. Previously, we used to do them after 7 months, but when you introduce the KCPE, now you have to go for a whole year. So level 3, now you learn class 6, class 7, and class 8. Now you do your KCPE. After the KCPE, you go to level 4. Level 4 now encompasses of Form 1, Form 2, upwards. Initially, we used to do the 3. Yeah, we usually used to do the 3 years for the secondary option. But now the government now is pinching us more, because a certificate for you to do Form 4, the certificate should stay for 4 years. Yeah, now that is a challenge for us. And here they are here for short time. Someone may stay here for 1 year or 2 years, and we need them to have that knowledge and to have that certificate, because maybe some they didn't come with them as they were afraid from their countries. So as they go to US, you have something to show that you've been in class. Maybe you can start from the beginning, you can start from here, or you can be given such a job. Majority of them are reforming. Now they open up, they start socializing, they talk to one another, they express their feelings, and you find somebody now, it's maybe when they come to class, for example, you find them sleeping. Why are you? If you ask someone, why are you sleeping? Teacher, I've found solace. I've never slept maybe for this period of time. Now you have found maybe this a home. I'm at home. And at home you can do whatever that you want, because now you feel the comfort and security of the parents. Now they say, hey, we have security here. last year. We had a girl in Nebukals here at Kawangware. She scored a B+. Now she has got a scholarship in UK. So this year she's going to UK. We have another one who was in Kawangware Secondary. She has done KIPS and she did well also. She had a D+. She was Sudanese. The other one was a Congolese. We have those who did last year, KCP, the highest girl at 396. She's now in Starry Girls.
Wow.
So we are proud of them. Surely we know that the 21st century teachers should be digital as the government is trying to do it over the laptops. So we have also gone the digital way, devising the methods of teaching which can favor them, because talking much, maybe the lecture methods are boring. So you have to devise other methods that will make the learning impressive, they pay attention and they grasp the concept that they have been given. The reason why now we come with is the projection methods and they are really enjoying the lesson. Because when you are using the lecture methods, you will find majority of them after a period of 5 to 10 minutes, they are asleep. They start dozing. But now when you are using the pictorial and the projection methods, you find majority of them, they are alert. They want to see how different lessons, because we have them for different lessons from maths, English, Swahili, social studies, science, CRE, composition, and Insha. All those, if you divert from this lesson to the other lesson, they are active all the time, so you find them alert.
Josephine, a beneficiary who has completed her education at Heshima, is an outstanding leader with remarkable and refreshing attitude towards life, her future, and her own country. She also identified her talent in acting right here. And with her struggles behind her, she's starring as the main actress in this film Orphans, acted here in Kenya, among many others.
One, two, three, and everything will just find the way that you want it to.
How can you go to the registry of property and change Mr. Omondi's property to his brother's name?
Uncle, you mean our father's property is now in your name?
So you guys are telling me that after telling people this house by you work, right?
Take these 2 rats out of my house immediately.
Hey.
And let me go.
Thank you guys for hosting us here.
Her dream is to become a community health service provider and return to her country, Southern Sudan, to help her people. For these young and resilient minds, education is not just about passing examinations, but acquiring skills to help them to survive in life and also make greater people out of themselves. ELIMU Nguvu takes a short break, but we'll be back with just how much impact this education system has had in the lives of these girls. Stay with us.